Might implement the chop and drop method. Chop the throttle and drop, but it didn't work out too well at Seaside, so I don't know how this is going to work out. So remember, there's a tree near the threshold. Keep that in mind as I'm coming in on the approach here. I flew in here once before in the simulator and I got a wing strike. So that tree is that tree's not messing with us. Kilo Alpha, turning right base. 1-4, touch and go, Pacific City. Alright, let's get some landing flaps in. By the way, don't hit these trees either. Get nice and close with the house. Make everybody nervous. And pull up. Cut power. Perfect. Full power. Excellent, excellent. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode here on the Piston Pounder channel. This is the Havilland Beaver. We're going to have break it out and do something a little bit different. We're going to go in search of some very short runways, words, and we're going to do some takeoffs and landings or touch and goes on them and get a feel for what the Havilland Beaver here can do. This is a Havilland Beaver, very capable bush plane. Of course, it's got the big radial engine in it, so that's already a winner in my books. We're at Astoria. We'll be heading to Pacific City, which is about 50 miles south of there. Right over there. Might hit up Seaside as well. That's also a very short one-way. Pacific City has about 1,800 feet by 35-foot runway, so it is very small. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is ignition off. Ignition is off. Parking brake lever is set. Controls unlocked, free and correct. Indeed, that looks good. Trims as required. A little bit nose up, that's just fine. All switches off. Master alternator battery on. Nav lights on. Fuel quantity check. I'm gonna go ahead and fuel it up a little bit through the magical art of automatically adjusting it. There we go. Let's see, it's just a co-pilot and I, no passengers. Alright, weight and balance has been set. And fuel is set. We're at 3/4 of a tank. Excellent. It's amazing how that works out. Local altimeter, we're at about 14 feet, so yeah, it's about right. And it's about 12 o'clock. Okay, fuel and oil emergency cutoff closed. Prop area clear. Looks clear to me. Throttle lever, I'm going to crack that open. Prop full aft, mixture auto cutoff. Ignition is off. Carb heat off. And propeller, we're going to spin it we're going to spin it electronically via the starter, just to make sure we get all that oil distributed around the bottom cylinders. Make sure we get some of that oil evacuated from there as well. Clear. Excellent. Okay, prop area is still clear. Master alternator batteries on. Fuel and oil emergency cutoff is open. Fuel selector, center or fullest tank. Center tank is fine. Okay, propeller is full aft, mixture full rich. Throttle is cracked. 5 psi initially on the prime, so we'll go ahead and turn the wobble pump on. We've got 5 psi there. Go ahead and prime the engine. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ignition on. And start. Maybe a little bit of boost here. There we go. And we want 800 psi, or 800 psi, 800 revs until we get 50 psi. On the oil pressure, we have 50 psi, so we'll go ahead and go full on the prop and 1000 RPM for the warm-up. Okay, we'll get our radios on. Turn that off. Alright, radios. Guess we can go ahead and get the ATIS right quick. 135, 375.
Kilo Alpha Sierra Tango, automated weather observation 1900 Zulu. Wind 075 at 5. Visibility 9er. Sky condition 6,400 feet scattered, 13,800 feet scattered. Temperature 15 Celsius. Dew point 13 Celsius. Altimeter 2992.
We're good to go there.
Kilo.
Alright, excellent. And our comms are 1228. Okay, we're on comms there. Excellent. So, wind's 7.5, so we use runway 8. Transponder is on standby mode. Okay, let's take her out to the run-up area. Go ahead and lean the mixture out. It's going to be a hot minute before we take off. Don't want to foul the plugs out. Coming that way. That way. I'm good to go there. Gotta clear that throat out once in a while, yes? I always like they put the landing light or the taxi light right there in the run-up area. Perfect. I know. Placing lights manually for 30,000 airports is not going to happen. Unfortunately, AI has to take over on that bit. Alright, let's point her into the wind. It's approximately due east. Right about there. Perfect. Okay. Parking brake set. Controls fully back. Fuel selector, center our nearest tank. We'll do center tank. Prop full increase. And, I don't know what the heck that was. Mag check. 1700 RPM. both, left, both, right, and both. Throttle will be manifold pressure here, so about 29 inches. And verify amp meter load. Yes, and we've got voltage. Instruments are in the green. Verify 2100 RPM. And it's just under 2100 RPM, but we do have clouds in the air. A little bit of mixture didn't really help. Let's see, vacuum. Check. Oil cylinder head temperature and range. Yes. And prop governor test. Back it on down to that 1600. And cycling prop. Cycle complete. Fuller recovery. And back down to idle. Alright. We're pretty much ready for takeoff. Fuel pump booster on. Landing lights on. Well, not that yet. Strobes on. And flaps set for takeoff. Alright, we are ready for departure, I believe. We got lights, camera, transponder on, and we're good to go. Astoria traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, taking off 08 south departure Astoria. Okay, no one coming over there. Can't see if anybody's coming over on the other side. Okay, we are lined up. Lights, camera, action. We are good to go. Heels to the floor. Pull slightly aft. Full power. Slowly roll it in. Wait for it. It'll lift off on its own. Go. Pitch for 80. Wow, that's almost 1,500 feet per minute. Jeez. Well, he's rocking and rolling today. Alright. Okay, make left crosswind. Apparently left my nav on one of my radios. That's alright though. Okay, pulling out 1 notch flaps, reduced to climb power. Alright, trim. And pulling 2nd notch of flaps out. Trimming again. And we'll turn on the left downwind. Alright, climb checklist. Flaps up. Fuel pump booster off. Landing lights off. Fuel selector fullest tank. Excellent. I'm going to do that speed. We're going to go ahead and probably start executing our south departure. There's a view I don't mind seeing. Alright, I think I will do a touch and go for you guys at Seaside. Go ahead and put those comms on standby. That's 122 decimal niner. Just a few clicks up. Okay. Seaside. Tune to Seaside traffic now. And it's just around where this cape comes out. It's not too far away, maybe 20 miles, 30 miles or so. We'll go to 3,500 for cruise. So we're just going ever so slightly east, but it's right on the line. Pretty much in cruise, more or less. Let's pull back down to cruise power. A little bit more on the climb. Just a couple hundred more feet here. Let's see. I don't think they have a designated runway if it's calm. Tell you what, let's go down and come back on 3-4. Alright, there's our 3,500. Seaside traffic, de Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, 10 miles out, inbound 3-4, touch and go, Seaside. If the landing is good enough, maybe we'll just make it a full stop. I'll show you how small Seaside Airport is, and then we'll get to the real meat and potatoes of this episode. The shorter runway than this. Then once we get back to Astoria, Astoria looks like a, PDX or SeaTac. It's just massive. So, if we look, the airstrip is right above beyond where that body of water is, that long triangular body of water. So right after that little slough. Kind of see it right now. Alright, let's go ahead and start our descent. I'll pull our power back. Start to trim down. Keep at the bottom of the blue arc here. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our landing lights on. We need to pitch down more. Come on, trim. Work with me, not against me. There we go. Seaside traffic to Havilland 90 Kilo Alpha, entering into the left 45 downwind for 34 Seaside. Okay, there is our runway, right there. Okay. Coming in really hot. Maybe just put it into a little bit of a slip, maybe. Bleed some air off here so we can get our flaps in. That should work. Okay. Fuel pump booster on. And mixture full rich. Go ahead and props full forward. Or full RPM rather. Pull our throttle back. Coming up on 1,000 feet. And 1 knots flaps. 2 knots flaps. Seaside traffic to Havilland 90 Kilo Alpha, turning base, left base 34 Seaside. Let's get my point of view somewhat aligned here. And another notch of flaps. And we'll go ahead and put another notch of flaps in. So now we are at landing flaps, which I will probably end up doing full flaps on final because it's so short. Give me lift without speed. That'd be nice. Don't want to descend too much. I hate it because you come right smack up against this hill. We're going to go ahead and do a lazy final. I don't want to get too much closer to these hills. Seaside traffic to Havilland 90 Kilo Alpha, turning final 34 Seaside. There's our body of water, and right beyond that is our airstrip. Full flaps. Oh yeah, feel the drag. Trees are both into the runway. Excellent. Always makes it for a fun time. Ah! Yep, we can stop, we can stop. Ooh, that was a bit rough, but plane's usable enough still. I didn't get my tail on the ground soon enough. There we go. Ow, it was a little rough. Still a little bit rusty at my short landings here. Seaside traffic, de Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, clear 34 Seaside. Alright. Well, there we are. Here is lovely Seaside. There is the beautiful terminal. if you want. It's a nice little airport. I've been to Sleds. I haven't been to Seaside. Okay. Excellent. 1,000 RPM. Come on now. Alright, so now that you've seen Seaside, we'll go ahead and take off, and we'll do the big kahuna, Pacific City. I'll brief you on that particular airport once we're up in the air and cruising. I'll there's a little bit of there's some notes that might make you a little bit nervous in the airport field directory or chart supplements, whatever our friendly aviation administration wants to call stuff these days. Brilliant. Suppose for practice I could turn my fuel pump booster off so we don't burn that thing out. Okay, no one's coming up on final, it looks like. Taxiway Alpha. Love it. Love it. Alright. I don't think anybody's coming the other way. I don't think we can really tell. Seaside traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, taking off 34, south departure, Seaside. Okay, no one final there. And no one's coming that way. Alright, before we get going, we'll go ahead and line up and stop. We are full flaps. Fuel pump boosters on, mixture full res, prop full rich. Flaps are in. And full power. Alright, we'll go ahead and pitch for 80. Pitch for 80, come on. Okay, there's 80. We'll pull out 1 notch flaps, 2 notch flaps, pitch down. Go ahead and turn crosswind. Actually, no, not 500 feet yet. A little bit more. Okay, well, that is some sloppy traffic pattern work. Okay. Pull another set of notch flaps out. I'm really not pitching for 80 at all. This is just all over the board. Brilliant. Okay. No one's coming that way. Clear there that way. Alright, we are ready for south departure. Gosh darn it, I need to fix this. I need to fix that one of these days. Maybe I configure it differently. Okay. Pulling flaps back to climb. Fuel pump booster off. Landing lights off. And climb power. Reduce it back to the green. There you go. That's alright. And trim. Nose up. So, we really don't want to fly over this area. This is a part of the National Wildlife Refuge Islands area. You don't want to, well, the notice of pilots is the islands, rocks, and reefs in the Pacific coastline from longitude and latitude are National Wildlife Refuges. Low flight may disturb wildlife, resulting in a violation of federal law. So you really don't want to be disturbing the wildlife there, and we're not high up enough to just jump over it without harassing them. So we'll just have to kind of point our nose in this direction over here. Just kind of skirt around the cape here. But hey, you can still have view, so you know, hey ho. Right. No, I don't want that. I want my instrument lights. Thank you. We'll dark with cloud. Not too bright. Just enough. Just enough. There we go. We'll go ahead and we'll switch back to, or we'll switch to Seattle Center and see what those guys are up to while we climb. And 1,000 feet, and I'll brief you on Pacific City.
Center United, 450, get continuous light and freezers. There are the rides better lower. Alaska 1295 out at 10-7 for 1557.
Alright.
Go
ahead.
Alaska
Just pull all of our flaps in. Pull our mixture back a little bit. Now we're above 3,000. Just a little bit. There we go. Let's turn back south here. Something like that. Like 079. Coming up with 3,500. Yeah, this will be fine. We'll keep it at 3,500. So, we're pretty much going to be leveled out. So, let's go ahead and check our compass for precession. Whiskey compass is what, 18056, 171, 172, 171, 172, 170, 172, right there. Okay, excellent.
781 heavy, 11-4, time 15,000.
All right, we are in cruise. Let's go ahead and pull that down into cruise mode here. Cruise power setting.
781.
Alright, about just the bottom of the green on the RPMs. About 27 inches on the throttle, on the manifold. Okay, so Pacific City. Pull up the newts. Takes a hot minute to get down there. Maybe half an hour, maybe less. Paisley. Yeah, we ought to go to Paisley actually. Wow, Paisley's got 4,300 foot runway and it's asphalt. If you guys don't know, Paisley's out in the middle of nowhere. Anyways, beautiful country though. Pacific City. So here's the airport remarks. Unattended. Owner advises contact with Department of Aviation prior to use. Runway may be underwater during winter high tides. Occasional driftwood on runway due to flooding. Surface conditions not reported. Downwind legs not recommended. It may not be possible. That's true when you get down there. It's yeah, you're pretty much right up next against the hill. Many close obstacles both ends of the runway. So on that note, there's a house on the north end of the runway we have to get uncomfortably close with. On the south end of the runway, there is trees standing pretty much right on the threshold, so you kind of have to quasi-slip it into the side. Not really, but it's interesting. You guys are going to find out here in a bit. Expect low-level turbulence, and if you have crosswind conditions, it's sort of trees and 40-foot power line at 4,500 feet north of the runway. Pre-takeoff and engine ramps can be ducked at the parking ramp. Yes, they do have a parking ramp, technically. So basically, it's a very tight runway, 1,800 feet long, 30 feet wide. Basically, you're landing on a street, a very narrow street.
3207 for Alaska, turn left 56.
Okay, turn a little bit more in. You're right about there.
13207 to get 3361.
Yeah, I pulled up too soon there in Seaside. Just pulled up just a little too soon. Gosh darn it all. Cruise. We'll go ahead and pull our mixture out a little bit. Fuel center near fullest tank. We're doing fine for fuel for now. Probably switch when I come back. Let's see here. Fuel pump booster off. Landing lights off. Yeah, looking pretty good.
Center getting to KPFC 975 11 climbing 15,000. 230 UPS 975.
Yeah, we're pretty far out here. We could probably make it to the shoreline if we had an engine out. Ooh. Let's drift a little bit closer to the land here. Don't feel too comfortable about. Yeah, we're pretty far out here. We're gonna ditch, at least put it in the shallow water. This gets pretty deep over here. Let's kind of have a little sneak back here towards the shoreline. So this is Manzanita. Havilland will be on the other side of the bay. Wheeler over there. Now Manzanita does have an airstrip. It might be able to quasi make it out. Basically, it's right here, right there where the edge of the water is. Comes right in. It's like that. Pretty much, more or less, due north, south-north runway. I can just feel that sun. It just feels so good on me. Alright, let's check our compass again. 155 on the whiskey. 155. Yeah, it's doing pretty good.
Timber 2, landing east, 3003, Delta 277.
So, that's Manzanita.
18.1, United, 14 take care.
That's Tillamook Bay, and Tillamook has its own airport.
Low center EPS 9607, heavy 11,000, climbing 15,000.
It's pretty much at the south end of the bay. It's kind of like tucked in right there at the base of that hill.
Okay, 250 on the speed and 250 on the speed. And can you tell me the fix resume? Okay, resume after the United 2107.
Manzanita airstrip. Okay, there's the airstrip right there, right cut in between the trees there. That'd be a beautiful approach. Maybe we'll do that one of these days. That'd be gorgeous. Come right in and just... That'd be pretty cool. After I work on my short field landings.
Clear stuff, 567, 9,000, climb 5,000. Variable tree,
Okay. There's a little clear picture of Tillamook Bay. Look way over there. There is Tillamook Airport. And they do have 2 runways. One of them is really small. But we'll do some coastal hopping one of these days. So this is the National Wildlife Refuge area. So go ahead and steer clear of that. I gotta make sure I hit the right dial here. There we go. That's fine.
Seattle Southwest, 12944, out of 5 level 2140,
3,500 feet at cruise. In theory, we're not making too much noise, although we do have a big, beautiful, massive radial engine in front of us, so that does tickle my fancy. Okay, let's do 179er.
21 United, 1325.
Fuel check. We were pulling for the middle tank at 18 gallons. That's fine. Yeah, by the way, these gauges, they're never rock steady like that. All the gauges are bouncing. That's yeah, it's oh well. But the scenery is so beautiful. Let's kind of we'll roll the punches.
18-1-656.
Okay, that is Cape Lookout, and I do have glider operations. So, of course, you just want to make a very scan it, make sure there's no gliders in the immediate vicinity, because they actually have the right of way over us. They're less maneuverable than we are, so they get right of way. Is this proper? Gotta turn my dash lights all the way on. Excuse me, instrument lights. What a gorgeous view. Wish I'd have a better graphics card. One day, folks. Alright, so after Cape Lookout, I can soar to see Pacific City. There's a little inlet in here. That's basically where we're going. Right there.
Southwest 2693 is passing 10,000 for 15,000.
And doing 130 miles an hour, so it's not going to take too much longer to get there.
Seattle, 45. Alright, we'll cross 15 miles southward at Light Level Cheyenne for 0,000. Yeah, yes, man. 15 southward for 0,000. 1,000. I'm in tip off of 230, passing 2-3-13-7 now. To flight level 230, left 1451.
Cape Lookout here is not a National Wildlife Refuge, sanctioned wildlife refuge, so we don't have to worry about buzzing that. So we'll go ahead and pull it in here a little bit, get set up for Pacific City. Seaside did not give me a good warm-up. Now I'm really nervous. Alright, let's get a frequency set up. It's 122, so 1228 or 1229? 1229er. Alrighty then. Niner. Yep, we're set up already. Okay. Same as Seaside.
And Delta Hawaiian 40. Horizon 2110, flight level 284, pilot discretion 240. Horizon 2110, flight level 283 as pilot discretion 240. Hey, contact via 1032 landing east and 280 or greater until advised, Horizon 2110. 002.
Alright. Go ahead and start tucking in a little bit closer to the shore and start descending. Go ahead and turn autopilot off here. It's good to stretch, good to relax there for a second, but we're going to go ahead and start our gradual descent here.
18.1, have your estimate. Alaska, load 87 at 320, description 240. Good landing, east west 1187.
Let's see if I can start trimming down here. Never fight the airplane. If you got the trim wheel, use the trim wheel to your advantage. Let the plane do the work. Tell it who's boss.
20 or better until advance, and then public speeds after Horizon 2110.
Yeah, we're going to pull power back here. Our little Beaver does not want to come down, which is good. Airplanes are supposed to stay up in the air. Willingly, too, if you can find one that'll do that. Easy now. I need a new joystick. This one's old. I think it's on its last legs.
Seattle, FedEx 1807, 10,691, 5,000.
Yeah, we'll go bottom of the blue arc.
FedEx 1807, flight level 230.
And we're below 3,000 feet, so go mixture full rich. Go ahead and turn on our landing lights. Excellent. Okay, now, a little bit tricky here. This island here, it is, not an island, cape, if you will. It is part of the refuge, so we do have to be mindful of that. We don't want to go blasting right over it, so we'll try to go around as best we practically can. I will attempt to make the 3-2 initially, and if that all goes well, maybe I'll do the 1-4 approach from the north. You guys are going to see basically the approach on both sides of Pacific City. Speaking of which, just go ahead and turn frequency. Pacific City traffic, de Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, approximately 5 miles north of the airport. We'll be making the left downwind for 3-4, potential full stop landing Pacific City. Start bringing some power in a little bit. So the airstrip right between where the river bends. It's right there. Kind of hard to see, but there's airstrip right there. It's a cozy little bugger to get into, not gonna lie. Okay, fuel pump booster on. Landing lights are on. Mixture full rich. We'll wait on the... Yeah, let's go ahead and bring our prop full forward. Full props. Go ahead and pull our throttle back some. And wide arc, 1 notch flaps, 2 notch flaps. We are definitely way too low. Let's get some speed built back up. My pattern work is just dreadful. Pacific City traffic, 900 Kilo Alpha, left downwind, 34 Seaside. Correction, Pacific City. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, another knots of flaps. Go landing flaps position now. Mixer's full rich. Landing lights on, fuel pump booster on. Prop full forward. Full RPM, correction. Pacific City traffic, Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, left base, 34, Pacific City. We'll scoot out here, and then we'll go full flaps once we're on final. And hopefully we can use the airplane again. City traffic, and De Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha on final, 34, touch and go, Pacific City. Okay, this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. Notch, and shouldn't do this in a turn, but that's okay. Things are tight here. There's a little devil. Airport, 11 o'clock. Might implement the chop and drop method. Chop the throttle and drop, but it didn't work out too well at Seaside, so I don't know how this is going to work out. So remember, there's a tree near the threshold. Keep that in mind as I'm coming in on the approach here. I flew in here once before in the simulator and I got a wing strike. So that tree is that tree's not messing with us. Okay, pulling power out. Okay, power's out. Clear the tree. Dive to the runway. And we're stopping. We got enough runway here. Pacific City traffic. De Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, landed at 34, back taxi 34, Pacific City. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. That wasn't too bad at all. Okay, well, back taxi 34 here. Welcome to Pacific City, everybody. I'll show you the terminal parking. No, not a joke. They got parking here. Let's meander over here right quick. That went fairly well. We'll do one approach north and probably start heading back. So this is the parking. So if you ever want to park here, you can get a little tiny Cessna or your Cub Piper. Or if you're big baller, your Super Piper, the big Tundra wheels, you can get right in here and park. This will fit de Havilland Beaver, as you can see, but it's a bit tight for this big boy. Alright, let's go ahead and continue our back taxi. Actually, now we're going to taxi to 1-4. Pacific City traffic de Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, back taxi 1-4, Pacific City. No one's coming that way. No one's coming that way. So we'll do, so basically that White House right there, basically gotta come around on top of the roof to land. Of course, you never do this when it's windy out. You'd be blown right off so quickly. Of course, that hill does not help you right there. That hill does not help at all. Okay, we are still full flaps. I should turn my fuel booster off. Gosh darn it, my mechanic's gonna be mad at me. Okay, full brakes, full brakes, full brakes. Easy. Okay, we are lined up on the runway. Pacific City traffic, de Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, taking off 1-4, touch and go. Right traffic, Pacific City. Okay, let's get it wound up a little bit. Get full power and release brakes. And coming up on the yoke. Alive at 60, and it just flies by itself. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're initially pitch for 60 to get out of these trees. Once we're over the water, we'll pitch for 80. We're clear over the water, pitch for 80, get some airspeed built up. And retract 1 notch flaps. Pitch down for 80. Just 80. Pull out 1 more notch flaps. Stable at 80. 1 notch flaps out. Excellent. Okay, now we're in climbing mode. So we'll go ahead and turn our fuel pump booster off. And we'll pull back on our power a little bit for climbing power. And we'll pull out 1 more notch flaps. Pacific City traffic, the Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, turning crosswind, right crosswind, 1-4, Pacific City. Okay, we are at 1,000 feet. Start leveling it out. And we'll pull back to takeoff flaps. Speed's at 100. Excellent. Okay, so there's an island that we kind of have to be careful about, so I think we'll just make an extended downwind. Pacific City traffic, Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, extended downwind, 14, touch and go Pacific City. Okay. So we're already getting too high, but that's okay. The terrain's a little bit gnarly here, so a little bit of extra terrain or a little bit of altitude to separate you from the terrain is not necessarily a bad idea. Okay, we'll pull power back. We are pretty much abeam the numbers. Fuel pump booster on. Landing lights are still on. Pull power back. Oh, what is it with this plane today? It just wants to fly. Okay, we're gonna pull power way the heck back. Way the heck back. Start dropping here. And trim back up. Love the trim work. Pacific City traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, turning right base. 14, touch and go Pacific City. Alright, let's get some landing flaps in. Landing flaps are in. We'll go full flaps on final. Mixture full rich. Prop full RPM. Landing lights on, fuel pump on. Okay. Pacific City traffic. De Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, final 14, touch and go Pacific City. Okay, we'll go full flaps. Feel that drag of the flaps. Try for 75 coming in. Again, you gotta graze that house. Obviously the locals are not gonna like that, but unfortunately my tail number is rather big to see, so they can report me. Sorry. 80's good enough for a full flaps, mixture full rich, prop full forward. Full RPM. Not setting up too badly here. I've done a heck of a lot worse. I'll pull our power back some here. By the way, don't hit these trees either. Get nice and close with the house. Make everybody nervous. And pull up. Cut power. Perfect. Full power. Excellent. Excellent. I feel like I halfway redeemed myself. Let's pitch for 80. It's not good celebrating too yet. Pitch for 60 initially to clear the trees. Now we'll pitch for 80. And we are at 80. Pulling out 1 notch flaps. Still at 80 miles per hour. Pull out another notch flaps. And back to landing flaps position. Climb out, continuing to climb out at 80. Pulling out another notch of flaps, and we're still at 80 miles an hour. Pulling out 1 notch flaps, pitch up, Okay, pulling out another notch of flaps. Let's go climb power. We'll burn up the engine. Still climbing. And climb flaps position. Landing lights off. Fuel pump booster off. Look back. Excellent. Okay, and let's go ahead and make the return home now. So yeah, there's Pacific City, folks. If you think you can manage it, go for it. Might want to set your crash damage a little bit more same levels until you get the hang of it. Alright, we'll probably climb 4,500 maybe. Well, we'll just have to wait and see here. Like I said, it's always on the line. That's the problem with flying the coastline here. Okay, heading bugs due north. We can go ahead and remove all flaps since we're over our wide arc. My mechanic is going to be very upset at me, but that's alright. He's always upset. Okay, we trim for about 500 feet per minute, so it's fairly comfortable. Okay, excellent. Alright, climbing checklist. Flaps. Climb, well, they're flaps up because we're going fast enough. Let's see, boost pump off, landing lights off, fuel selector. Yes. Let's go ahead. Whoa, hello. Now, that's Cape Lookout. That's not a wildlife refuge area, so I'm going to just blow right over that. Fuel. Let's go ahead and pull it to the front tank. Okay, we're on the front tank now. Now, when we get back to Astoria, it's going to look like a, you could land a huge Boeing there compared to that little strip. Alrighty, let's go ahead and let's turn back to Seattle Center. We'll just monitor traffic just for funsies.
Seattle Center, Staff 3304, and that's 150. I'm at 230, that was 3304.
Looks like it's going to be about our heading. Where we are, we're on even, so we'll do 4,500.
Southwest 111, 9,000 for 15,000. Default 230, Southwest 111.
Okay, we'll go ahead and engage that. $1,500.
90 greater, status 3304.
SC2, Southwest 111.
And I'm feeling extremely lazy. We're going to do a heading hold, which should be right on the other side of the north. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so I can sit back and enjoy the view too. Alright, we're still on climb power. Pull next a little bit.
Alright, over to approach 118.1, right at 2110.
118.1 United 490.
Let's see, what is the VOR for Astoria? 114. So we can do some tracking too. Let's see, 114. Move cursor. 114.0. And we do have GPS did recognize it. Astoria, we're on the 171 radial. That would be the inbound, 50 nautical miles out from the airport. We can also identify the station. Yep, that's it. Excellent. We have identified the Morse code signal, so we are good to go there. We've identified it correctly. Excellent. I'm not going to reset my compass yet. We're still in accelerated flight mode. We still get to 4,500. So we just Netflix and chill here for a second.
Lexi 1 and 35, Skywest 3304.
Center Skywest 33, 33s, 11,000, Highway 150. I maintain flight level 230, Skywest 33, 33.
Okay, I'm coming out to some of these islands. I don't think that one. There's no refuges up to Tillamook Bay, which is that. So it's the islands north of Tillamook Bay right there we have to be wary of. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and turn about 10 degrees. We are getting a little bit of altitude. We'll be at 4,500, so we'll go a little bit out the water. A little bit out to the sea a little bit more. You guys want to go to Hawaii? It's over that way. I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it in an old radio plane. I think it'd have to be the Douglas DC-6 since we're piston pounders. I don't have enough money for that model, and Flight Simulator 2024 is going to be coming out, so I'll wait for compatibility on that. But I'd love to get a DC-6 so we can do cross-country, possibly transatlantic flights as well, and do more heavy ATC work. I'd love to see a controller's face like on Fat Simmer Pilot Edge. You're a what? You're flying a what? A DC-3 or a DC-6? Yeah. We got RNAV and everything. We got GPS and the whole kick of boodle. I'd love to throw them for a loop. That's going to be fun. So stick around this channel if you want to see that. We might do that one day. Okay, we're level 4,500 cruise power now. We'll dial up cruise power. Basically, you get it into the yellow arc, or correction, the blue arc. So we can go 25 inches there.
3207, Skywest 33, 33, guys.
Let's see here. And about 1,700 RPM. Yeah, that's pretty much cruise. I'm going to pull our mixture back. We're above 3,000 feet, so we can pull her back just a little bit, lean her out. Excellent. We are now in cruise. Let's go ahead and set our compass. Take a look at our whiskey. We are 350. Shut. Excuse me. Thank you. All right, 350. So that's 34. Kind of hard to see with my heading, but 33, 34, 350. Yeah, try doing this in an actual plane. Bouncing around all over the place. You're never going to get it that precise like I did. Unless you're parked on the ground, perhaps. Excellent, excellent. We are now 45 nautical miles out. Oh yeah, we'll be there in no time. So in the meantime, enjoy the views. 14 miles out, we'll just start descending. I did my maths. Half right. We're doing 500 feet per minute. To drop 3,500 feet. That would take us 7 minutes, and if we're doing 125 miles an hour, that's 2 miles a minute. That should be about 14 miles. So, now, actually, we can actually cheat a little bit. At least see how far away from the VOR. Not technically cheating because we're not using the GPS portion, perhaps. We're using the DME. We're at 20 nautical miles out, so...
3207, Skyler 3333, guy.
We can hold off on the descent a little bit longer. Let's see here. It'd be left downwind for runway 808. So we have to come over the bay, circle around the water, and come back. So we don't mind if we have some extra altitude. In fact, I'll start descending a little bit. Let's do a couple hundred feet per minute descent here. All right, we'll go ahead and take autopilot off my airplane. Go ahead, drop the power all the way down to the bottom of the blue. Pitch for 500 feet per minute. Trim accordingly. And we'll see what kind of speed we can get. Oh, no. Come on, trim wheel. Behave yourself. Nose up, nose up, nose up. No, we don't need to fall that fast. Oh, yeah, we've made a nice mess of this already. Excellent. Okay, we'll do 200 feet per minute. There we go. That's all right. A little bit of power. A little bit of power. There we go.
Seattle Horizon 2240, 10, 3, climbing 15,000.
Okay, we need to turn to 1228. Put that on standby for Astoria. Okay, we need to trim up a little bit more. A little bit slower, but that's alright. Ever so slowly starts. Nice, easy descent. It's a beautiful day outside. We're enjoying the scenery. We're just going to take it easy here. Just a nice slow descent is all.
United 1909, flight level 340 smooth.
3545, Horizon 2240,
16 nautical miles out. Actually going a lot slower than 120. Now we gotta expedite that a little bit. Okay, we should be passing up on Seaside now. There's the little cove area there. Oops, pardon me. There's a airstrip right there. There's a little muddy water, so we're at Seaside. Pilotage / Dead Reckoning is doing just fine. We are headed northbound. I see the Columbia River in sight.
Southwest 1370, level 30.
Still descending. This is a very, very shallow descent. That's alright. We don't have the ATC screaming at us to do otherwise, so, you know, we just can tune in Netflix and chill. We're getting close enough to the airport. We'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on. And we'll go ahead and tune in to Seaside, or correction, Astoria. Astoria traffic to Havilland, that is 0 Kilo Alpha, approximately 1 to 4 miles south of the airport, inbound to land, runway 08, full stop Astoria. Okay, let's see what we got here for a descent. Fuel selector on center or nearest tank. We are still on the front tank, I believe, and we've got about 20 gallons of fuel, so 3/4 of a tank, more than enough. Altimeter. Yeah, we can check. Go ahead and check ATIS. Which is 135. It's a big complicated number. I always have an issue with it. Where is it at? 135, 375. 135, 375. Is that correct? Well, we'll find out here in a minute when we flip the switch.
Kilo Alpha Sierra Tango, automated
Hey,
weather
we got it.
observation, 2200 Zulu.
Yes.
Wind, 060 at 5. Visibility, 9er. Sky condition, few clouds at 6,400 feet, 13,800 feet scattered. Temperature, 15 Celsius. Dew point, 13 Celsius. Altimeter 299er2.
991.
Kilo Alpha Sierra Tango, automated weather
you.
observation.
Thank you. Love your work. Okay. Coming up with 3,000. Go and start swinging. Oh, yeah, we're way out of the water. We should not be out this far. Let's go ahead and pull them back. Unless we had floats. We'll do floats. We'll do floats at some point. Might have to head to Alaska to do some of that. Vancouver, BC also has some airports with some water runways, I guess you might call them. Astoria traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, approximately 10 miles southwest of the airport. Inbound will be joining the left downwind for 08, full stop. Okay, coming up at 2,500 feet, descending at 500 feet per minute. That's fine. That's nice and easy. That's a nice chill descent. We are below 3,000 feet, so mixture full ridge. We'll keep our props pulled back. Our prop pulled back a little bit because we're still descending. We're doing 130 miles an hour. We don't want to overrev anything. Put to the top of the green, or top, or bottom of the green arc there. Okay, just trim a little bit. I'm getting tired of pushing on this joystick. Trim, people. Trim is your friend. Please, if you get a trim wheel, it really helps. Okay, we're all trimmed out. Good as we can for my finicky controllers. Coming up to 2,000 feet. I don't see any traffic or hear any traffic advisories. Okay. Landing lights are on. We'll wait a little bit longer for the fuel pump booster. Okay, airport is approximately 2 o'clock. Have it in sight. Now we could make this, hook this and just go straight in and land. But the proper procedure, technically, is enter on the 45 of the downwinds. So we'll do that. Plus, it'll take us right over the water. It'll be nice and pretty. If the sun would come out, it'd be even more pretty. Okay, coming up on 1,500. So basically, you can imagine the 45 entering on the 45 for the downwind. The 45 is almost exactly where that bridge is at, so you can basically enter right around there, and come around and stick it on down. So you can use that as a 45 downwind entry marker. Okay, we're coming up on 1,300. Getting kind of low to the ground. Let's go ahead and turn our fuel pump booster on. Landing lights on. Mixture full rich. Props will leave out for just a little bit longer. We've still got some airspeed to bleed out. Tune to the right frequency. No traffic immediately in sight. Excellent. If it's slowed enough, we'll go ahead and start putting in some flaps. Runway does appear to be clear. Okay, coming up on 1,200. We'll go ahead and just, I suppose we can do 1,000, but I hate getting this low, this close to the water. That's all right. Swing a little bit wide, Swing a little bit wide here, so we can enter on that 45. I'm not used to airplanes running so smoothly and through the air because you're bouncing around. That's my in real life experience. Although, to be honest, at the coast where I've flown, it's actually certain conditions. Yeah, no, it's you get over that water, it's just glassy smooth. It's just Then you bounce back through the coastal range and you're just bouncing around all over. It's you need a chiropractor afterwards. Astoria traffic, the Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha, entering the 45, left for the left downwind, 08 Astoria. And let's pull up, we're losing a little bit, let's pull up, go. And go ahead and level that out. Steep turns. I remember practicing steep turns. That was you feel a little bit of G's. It's amazing how many G's you can feel in a small airplane. Okay, go ahead and round that out. There's a fairly good 45. Alright, let's go and start slowing Beastie down here. Astoria traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha is on downwind 08 Astoria. Okay, props full forward. Mixture full rich. Not ready. Get ready here. Set up for flaps. There is 1 notch flaps, 2 notch flaps. I'll reduce. Astoria traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha turning left base 08 Astoria. Blast this big old radial right through the neighborhood. Okay, runway in sight. Slightly extended downwind. It was a bit sloppy. Again, I really need to practice my pattern work. Really need to do that. A little bit longer. We'll take another notch of flaps in. There we go. That's good enough. Astoria traffic to Havilland 900 Kilo Alpha. Final 08 full stop Astoria. Okay, we won't use all flaps. We'll put landing flaps positions on there. Where are you at? There you are. Thank you. And we'll wait till we're level. Then we'll put the rest of the flaps in. 1 click, 2 click. Pull the power back a little bit. Trim those down. All right, let's do this. 500 feet per minute descent. Excellent. Pape says we're a little bit high. I think we can help out with that. We have a slight crosswind, but it's at 5 knots, so it's marginal for us. There's our red over white. We're all right, as the phrase goes. cut. Line brakes. Not quite a greasy landing. It almost was there. It almost was there. That's alright. Alright. That warning was a stall warning. I was pulling back on the stick. You gotta keep this tail on the ground as much as possible. Otherwise it bounces. Alright. Oh, there's a taxi light. Taxiing with tail draggers, folks. You want to get some experience in. You want a challenge. That is a way to go. Okay, there's a hold line. We gotta clear the hold line before we make the clear announcement. Alright, we're gonna clear that. Astoria traffic. De Havilland enters the 0 Kilo Alpha, clear 08. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll just hold up right here. We'll turn that noisy fuel pump booster off. Okay, we gotta hold up here for a second. And clear finals. Okay, finals clear. Finals clear. Astoria traffic. De Havilland enters 0 Kilo Alpha, crossing 3214. Astoria. Alright. Trim up. Landing light off. Okay, we are here. Parking brake is set. Shutdown procedures. Let us start up with that. So after landing, flaps are up, trim elevators neutral, strobe lights off, landing lights off, fuel pump is off, parking brake is set, carb heat is cold. We never used that today, thank goodness. Throttle levers. 1000 RPM. And prop full decrease. Maintain 800 RPM with throttle if necessary. Should be about 800. And mixture lever cutoff. And ignition off. Fuel selector tank off. Check. External lights off. And radios, and then all switches off. Excellent. Alright, well, I hope you folks really enjoyed this flight. Oh, I'm not one much for chrome, but I do like a chrome spinner. Love it.